How do you find calm amidst all the chaos, especially when you feel like your world is falling apart? Alrighty, today we are going to go over a few techniques to help you to bring back some calm in your life, especially when you feel like everything is just falling apart. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Tamara Beckford. I'm an ER doc and a burnout coach. I help high achieving women who are suffering from burnout to reclaim their joy, peace, and restore meaning back in their life. Now, one of the things that happen when you are going through burnout is that everything feels like it's falling apart. There's so much. And what happens when anxiety starts to rear its ugly little head and make you feel like everything that you're doing is not working? So today, we're going to go over a technique that I have been able to use to help my clients, and I teach it in my workshops to help to bring some calm, to restore just a little bit of calm in your life when it feels like everything is falling apart. And it's the pause technique. The pause technique. So the P is literally to pause. The A is that we're going to acknowledge our stressors. You are going to understand how it's affecting us. S, we're going to set some self care or stress releasing goals. And then E, we're going to execute, right? E is going to execute. All right, let's go about this. Now, when you have this chaotic work life, when you have this chaotic sense of nothing is working and I'm giving, right? Then you have just one more thing that just piles up and it feels like everything has crumbled. Everything's fallen apart. Just a word from someone that just breaks your spirits, a look, an additional task. Your spirit has just been broken. You might even just feel an air of chaos that's going on right now. Right now, even today, you might have this sense of anxiety that's bubbling in you, anticipation, not knowing what's next, right? Because a lot of the time we are worried about things that we are unable to control or things that's going on in the future that we don't have the ability to see. We're doing our best. We're doing the best we can with what we have right now. However, that feeling of either impending doom that comes along with anxiety, you're unable to just knock it out. You know that it's not rational. You know that it doesn't make sense. But why am I feeling this way? Why can't I just get it out? The first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to pause. How are we going to do this? We're really going to just take some time to pause. And then we're going to acknowledge the stressors. We're not going to sit and say, okay, let me just push it under the rug. Let me just act as if it's not happening. No, acknowledge that feeling. Acknowledge it. It's okay. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to validate what you're feeling. You are human. You are human. Validate it. Acknowledge it. Say it out loud. I am feeling blank, and say why you feel this way. Because I have no control over what's going on. I feel as if I don't have any control over what's going on. I feel this way. Acknowledge it. Sit with it for a moment. Sit with it. We're no longer going to brush it under the rug and ignore what we're feeling. We're human beings. And as human beings, we have emotions, and it's okay and it's important to acknowledge these emotions. Okay? So now we've sat and acknowledged it. Why am I feeling this way? And ask yourself that question. Is this something that you can control, or is this something that's out of your control? Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. So now that we've done that, let's start to understand, how is this affecting me? How am I being affected by this emotion? Today, we're talking about the anxiety that it brings. But some people, it might bring anger. How is this emotion affecting me? Let me understand what is this that's bubbled up inside of me that I can't put my finger on it. Think about it. Close your eyes and really do a deep thought. What is it? And when you find it, say it out loud. I am feeling this way. It's making me feel angry, making me feel anxious. I'm feeling sad. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that feeling, right? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to set some self care stress releasing goal. We're going to do two of them right now. So, one, we acknowledge that we're feeling anxious. We acknowledge that we might be feeling angry. We acknowledge that we might be feeling sad, but we're not going to stay in that state, right? We know that we can do a reset, and just simple as a nice breathe in exercise can reset some of that emotion. Think about the movie that's going on, and we're just going to break it into slow motion until we just pause and stop it. So let's take a moment to do a deep breath in, and then we're going to let it out. So when we feel that emotion, we're taking a deep breath in through the nose, and then we're going to let it out. And we're bringing calmness. We're bringing strength. We're bringing peace into our lives. Deep breath in. And we're letting it out. Calmness, strength, peace. Bringing that into our lives. Another thing that we know that we can do is we can ground ourselves. There's so much chaos that's going on, but yet still there are things around us that brings us joy, but because they're there all the time, we overlook them. So as you're in your room, wherever space you are right now, just look around, and is there something that brings you comfort in the room? Is it a Post-it note? Is it a photograph that if you look around, it just brings a sense of comfort? If you're at home, maybe your kid left a toy on the floor over there, right over there. And you look at that and the joy that you feel because you know that that's your kid's favorite toy. So instead of anger, think about how the kid interacts with that toy. And when they have that joy and how the comfort that you feel knowing that you are a part of the life of someone who has that joy. Think about that. Think about the fact that you are loved. A lot of time we think about those who don't like us, but think about the many people who do, the many lives that you're a part of, the many lives that you have changed and you've touched just by being you. Let's bring those into our lives. Let's center that into the space. Let's bring that in, and we will remove the chaos and put that out. Now, there's also a time that we know that we can just do some small steps, just something very, very, very small that has such a big meaning in our lives. And it really helps you. Think about it. Have you written down something that you're grateful for today? A lot of things are happening. A lot of emotions are happening today. What's something that you're grateful for? That you know that no matter what, no matter where you are, you can hold on to that gratitude and it brings you inner peace. If you have not thought about it, let's take a moment to do what is something that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for? Write it down. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Get it out so you can look at it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Because chaos will always be there. It's up to us to choose if we want to participate in that chaos or not. I don't know about you, but I choose not to. I choose peace. I choose calm. And I choose gratitude. Because with the control that chaos tries to hold over us, we have the strength to pull back. And I am choosing to use my strength for calm and for peace. So now that you have set that goal, let's execute it. Let's do it. Let's choose calm. Let's choose peace. Let's choose strength. I hope that this little exercise helps you today. So whenever you feel that things are falling apart, you can always come back to this nice little exercise and choose to take a moment to pause, to be present, to acknowledge what's going on, to understand how it's affecting you, to set some self-care and stress reduction goals and techniques, and most importantly, to execute and get it done. I'm Dr. Tamara Beckford, and I'm here to help. If you need help with burnout, you know how to connect with me. I'll leave it here. Have a great day, everyone.